good morning, good morning. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh my goodness. Don't come back. This guy's going to sing again today. Hello and welcome to the program. My name's Chet Davis, otherwise known as your technology tutor. And today we're focusing on something that I absolutely love, and that's videos. Today is actually day 2 of making better videos, Tech Tips with Chet. Yesterday we focused on the topic I called the ears have it instead of the eyes have it. Clever, right? And I started with that, the first tip of 3 days, because I've been teaching video production for more than goodness. I want to say like 25, 30 years now. And one of the first mistakes people make is not regarding audio, the importance of audio. Audio is so important. We spent some time focused on that yesterday. Today's topic is called stability, tranquility, or I could put an is in there. Stability is tranquility. And here's what I mean. A lot of folks who are starting to use video, and by the way, let me qualify this. When I'm talking about using video, I'm not suggesting that these 3 tips are going to make you into a professional videographer, a professional video producer, that you can go out there and make videos for the television networks and sell yourself, make a bunch of money doing videos for other people. That's possible, and the tips we're talking about are fundamental to professional videographers. That was my background and training. But what I'm talking about is for those folks, those colleagues who are experts, who are authors, who are speakers, who are presenters, who are reaching out to their tribe, who are reaching out to folks, whether it's in your community, in your state, in your country, or internationally, and you have a message to share. You have information, you have experience to relate to those folks, to help them better their lives, to help them get their mission out. That's what I'm about using technology. You may have your own message and your own passion, and you want to use video because video is such an important medium today, and it's increasing. If you just scroll through Facebook, you see the number of videos, the number of video advertisements. We know how impactful YouTube is now. The number of millions of people who watch videos on the internet. What's wonderful about today's internet video, the ability for us to deliver our message, to deliver information via video on the internet, is we don't have to wait for a distribution channel. We don't have to wait for Paramount Pictures to pick us up and share an important message. We don't have to pay millions of dollars to get it broadcast on one of the prime television networks. We can go right to the people. And that's the beauty of video. And it is impactful, and it works because video allows us to be real, to be human, to connect with people, like I hope I'm doing with you right now. So again, stability is tranquility. What I'm talking about is one of the biggest faux pas, the biggest misses folks have when they're starting doing video is not paying attention to stabilizing your camera. So whether you're using a smartphone, maybe you're using an iPhone for video, and today's iPhone is capable of shooting really good, high quality video in the right circumstances. Really good. I mean, they've shot feature-length films using the iPhone and a lot of different accessories. Yesterday we talked about a microphone that will work with your smartphone. Today I want to talk briefly about stabilizing your camera. And it can be something as simple as using a surface around you. What I mean is this. When I've traveled, I haven't always brought my tripod with me if I'm traveling internationally, even domestically on a hike in a national park. I have used things around me to stabilize the camera. Stability is so important, to stabilize the camera. When you think of the Blair Witch Project, even if you didn't see the movie, I can't remember if I did see that or not. I certainly saw the commercials, and I know what we're talking about, where someone is basically running through the woods at night and they're being chased by something, some evil force. And the camera is handheld and they're running with it. Well, actually, probably they used a pretty good camera rig or setup, and they moved it in such a way to simulate or anticipate someone running handheld, because that on-screen motion creates tension, creates anxiety, which is exactly what they wanted for the audience. I would bet that most of us, that you and I, don't want to induce anxiety in our audience, the folks watching our videos. We don't want them to be anxious and to be fearful. That's what that kind of shaking, that motion does. It looks unprofessional. It looks amateurish. Now, I'm not suggesting that you can't have videos that look like you did it yourself. Like I'm coming to you right now from my home office, and I'm using the webcam on my laptop. That's not full-on professional, but it is thoughtful. And what I mean by this is stabilize your camera. So if you're using a smartphone out in the field, use something that's going to stabilize the camera. When I was live at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco about 3 weeks ago, I had a tripod, and I attached my smartphone to the tripod using something like this. And let me show you. So this is a little adapter. And I'll have a link for this posted, by the way. I do have this in my Amazon a store, which is like, I don't make this product and I don't sell the product. I have identified it on Amazon. There's a link. It's an affiliate link. So I get a small percentage, like 2 or 3%. But a lot of folks ask me, Chet, what is there out there that you know of that will work? What this does, you see the image on the left is the little device. And this is $7.99 US. And that works in either the landscape or portrait mode. So it flips, so the iPhone can be used in either orientation. And you see at the base down there is a little screw hole, and that's where a regular tripod will attach. So on the right-hand side, you see a really mini tripod, and this little device attaches, and you see it being used in both the landscape and the portrait mode. And that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about spending hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. I have a tripod that cost me $400, but that's for my professional, high definition rig. I do have this little tripod that I carry with me when I travel internationally. But even if you don't have that, use something to stabilize your camera. For example, hiking in national parks, I've used a fence post to stabilize my camera to get a good shot of video. On the beaches of Hawaii, I've gotten down, and very carefully, you want to do this, in the sand, laid a towel down, and believe it or not, put my backpack down and my camera on top of that. I remember this one photo in the streets of Paris. My wife captured a photo of me. I should have brought it on this morning, using a fire hydrant to stabilize my camera to capture video of a fountain in the city of Paris. So kind of lots of different things you can do to stabilize your camera. Now, if you're interviewing somebody, maybe you just did a keynote speech or presentation or a fantastic workshop, and you want to capture some almost real-time interviews with some of the participants, get some great testimonial video, which, by the way, is a great way to use video. What I would suggest is find something that you can stabilize. Maybe sit them down at a table, and you sit down at a table, or a conference table, and put your smartphone in the landscape orientation, horizontal, and capture that video, just stabilizing it. If you're capturing photos and videos of you out and about, if you don't have that tripod like I showed you that I used at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, if you don't have a tripod with you, I always carry one in my trunk, but if you don't have that, think of something that will stabilize for you. And if you don't have something, the one thing I do recommend is get a selfie stick. I know that sounds funny. I'm not a big selfie person, but when I traveled Southeast Asia with my family this past summer, I did finally get and bring a selfie stick. Not so much for photos. We did take a couple of nice photos using it, but to capture videos. And it puts the people into the action. So, and I'm talking about a simple selfie stick. I think in that Amazon store, the link I'll put below, between $9 and $15. And what it does is it allows you to get the camera just far enough away from you, far enough away from the subject, that it really gives you a good composition, a good arrangement of the image that also allows you to hold it a little bit more stable, believe it or not, than if you just held it out by your hands, okay? So 2 problems with holding it out with your hand. It doesn't get it out a good distance to give you a good composition. We'll talk a little bit about that in tomorrow's program. But it also actually adds a level of stability beyond what you get just holding it out with your arm. So those couple little tips. If you're using a smartphone for a lot of your videos, get one of these little adapters, $7.99, that will allow you to stabilize it. You can even set that on a tabletop by itself, okay? Get an inexpensive tripod. If you're not going to be using it very much, you can get pretty much any tripod and it's going to work okay. If you're using it a lot, I would spend a little bit of money. You can shoot me an email or put me a post in the comments below, and I'll share a couple thoughts for affordable tripods if you're using it. And if you don't have any of those, think about a selfie stick, and then think about anything that will stabilize your video, because the two things that will make a massive difference in the videos that you shoot overnight, if you do this today on your next video, practice this. Two things that will make a massive impact on the look, the feel, the impact, the potential of your videos is getting better audio so people can really hear you clearly, and secondly, stabilizing your camera. Tomorrow we're going to weave in what I would call the kind of the artistic element, but it's more than just art, because tomorrow we're going to talk about the 5 corners of your video. What do you mean, Chet? You'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out. Camera composition and framing. If you haven't already, please do like this page. There it is right there. Like this page, because that way you'll be informed of the next time I share an article or content that's helpful. Please also share this with a friend, with a colleague, with somebody else that you know that would appreciate how to become more successful, more creative, and more secure using today's technology. My name's Chet Davis. I look forward to coming to you live each weekday morning, 6:45 a.m. Pacific, 9:45 Eastern. If you have comments, if you have suggestions for future programs, please put them in the notes below. I do read those. I'd be happy to interact with you. And otherwise, go out there and make it a great day. Bye-bye for now.